friends, Rena here. If this is your first time joining me, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be making some wooden pumpkins. So I actually created these pumpkins about 2 years ago, and I wasn't sure if I was actually going to create a YouTube channel, but I did end up filming quite a few projects and things that I was doing around my house, and this happened to be one of them. So now that I have created the channel, I thought this would be the perfect time to post this craft. It's fall season, so it's ideal for this time of year. And you can actually use this craft just for Halloween, to paint little jack-o'-lanterns, or for your Thanksgiving tablescape, or just your fall tablescape in general. As a matter of fact, I no longer have the pumpkins, otherwise I would kind of arrange them for you. You'll see photographs at the end though of some of the things that I've done with the pumpkins, but one of the things you could do is take all of your pumpkins and just literally line them up in different sizes along the center of your dining table, and that in itself would make a really awesome centerpiece, I think, for your table. It almost look like a table runner, and you can weave candles kind of like in and out, and I can see all this in my imagination, but I figured I would share that with you. So this is a super easy beginner-friendly craft. All you'll really need is a sander. And you don't have to have a sander. You can hand sand. I mean, it would take you a lot longer, and you may not get as much detail, that you would with an actual palm sander. But you need a palm sander, a drill, and spade bits if you don't have a drill press. But I'll go over all of the things that you need for the project throughout the video. And like I said, it's pretty easy. You're going to get your cuts done at Home Depot. And the hardest part, really, I think personally, was hand sawing the little pieces or finding random branches for the pumpkins themselves, for the stems. But the Dollar Tree now sells little wooden vase filler that are like stems that you can use for your pumpkin, so you don't even have to cut those anymore. Those weren't around when I did this project, but you can certainly substitute those for what I did, which was using branches. But personally, I'm probably going to do this project again, and I'll go back to using the branches because I really liked it. I love that it was natural. I love that the little branches got upcycled. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Hey guys, so I'm just at the Home Depot and I'm picking up some wood for my pumpkin project. So I've decided to go with 8-foot pressure treated mini ties, and they're $13.08 per board. So this is what they look like. They're flat on the back side and have edges, but then have sort of like almost a belly on the front, so they're more rounded. And I know some people are using like cube style boards for their pumpkins. Some people are using these mini ties. I'm gonna go with the mini ties. I just like the way that they look. So I'm gonna choose a board and then take it over to the cutting section and have them cut it for me. Now the first 2 cuts are free, and then after that it's $1 per cut. Okay, so he's just marking out the measurements for me. I'm doing 5 pumpkins at 3 inches each, 5 pumpkins at 5 inches each, and 5 pumpkins at 7 inches each. Guys, I'm outside in the parking lot. Check out my gorgeous pumpkins. So with tax, everything came up to $14.78 Canadian. The Home Depot did not charge me for cutting today, and I am so grateful, because it would have been $1 per cut. The first 2 cuts would have been free. So just looking at the cart right here, I haven't even totaled how many pumpkins I have, but in terms of the sizing, I did some pumpkins at 3 inches, some at 5 inches, and some at 7 inches. And I was able to get a huge batch of pumpkins. So I can't wait to start working on these. I'm going to get Lucas to paint some as well. And yeah, this should be a really fun project, so stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm home now. Sorry for the noise in the background. Lucas is just on his leap pad. But I just wanted to show you what exactly we got from that one 8-foot board. So we got 6 pieces at 7 inches. We got 6 pieces at 5 inches. Actually, we got 5 pieces at 5 inches, and there's one that's 6 inches. That one was just a little bit of a mistake, but I told him don't worry about it. Don't worry to cut it down to the 5 inches. I would make it work in a little pumpkin bundle with various sizes. That's not a big deal. Then I got 6 at 3 inches. And this is the last piece that was left over after everything was cut. And it's about 4 inches. So that will probably go in a little pumpkin centerpiece maybe with, so I'll probably do this guy, the end piece, the taller 6-inch piece, a 7-inch piece, and then a 5-inch and one of these. So it'll make like a nice range of sizes. And then as for the rest of the pieces, my plan is to do 7, 5, and 3. So my pumpkins will work together like that. So my next step is to sand everything down because you can see that there are lots of little rough edges here, and then we'll get painting. Hey guys, so little one and I are at the park today, and I decided it would be the perfect time to look for some broken branches to use for the tops or the stems of my pumpkins. So I'm gonna do a little scouting. There are lots of crabapple trees, a few pine trees, and some other trees in the area. And I know usually after a thunderstorm, there are tons of branches everywhere. So I'm gonna take a look, see what I find, and then show you what I decide to work with. Okay guys, so I did some searching around the park, and here are some branches that I picked up. They're nice and thick, so I'll hold one so you can see kind of like get an idea for the thickness. I didn't want anything too thin because pumpkin stems tend to be a little bit on the thicker side. There were a lot of sticks kind of like this, but they're just too flimsy, especially for our wood pieces that are a little bit more on the chunky side. So I went with these, and what I'm gonna do is just take these home. I don't know if my hacksaw will do a good job of cutting them or my handsaw, but let's see what happens. Hey guys, so I've started sanding my wood pieces and I want to show you how they're turning out. So I love, love, love the way that they look. It looks as though they've been painted white and then sanded or almost whitewashed. Now, you can see these lines here. This isn't my sanding job. There are actually ridges in the wood, and that's what's giving it these sort of lines. I don't mind that at all. But what I absolutely love is the detail that's coming out in the wood. So this is like smooth. And so far, and I've also been sanding the top. So far, I've been using 320 grit film finishing sheets. And it says that this is for extra fine scuffing. And it's best for scuffing between coats of sealers and top coats, use on raw wood or for fine smoothing. So that's what I've been using so far on the medium and small pumpkins. And oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So I love like knots in wood. I love the variation in the wood, the texture. Like this is turning out so far better than I thought. I actually thought I was gonna paint everything, but given like all of this, I don't think I am. I think I'm actually gonna leave them natural. I still will let Lucas paint some. That's important that he does his own craft project as well, but the pumpkins that I'm doing, I'm not going to paint. I think for this round though, for the taller pumpkins, these are the ones that are unfinished right now. So that's what they look like. So you can see the ridges in the wood even in this one, like those waves where you get those lines. I think what I'm going to try is this 80 grit film finishing. So the 80 grit film finishing sheets. So these are for coarse removal, wood leveling, stock removal, removes rust, paint on various surfaces. So I'm thinking maybe that would work really well for smoothing out the top. Not that the 320 didn't work, but I just want to see what happens. I love experimenting when I craft, so I'm gonna try the 80 grit, and yeah, let's see how it goes. If it's too coarse, I have some more 320 grit sheets, and I'll just go back to using those. Okay, my friends, so I'm continuing with my sanding, and I'm going to make sure that I sand the tops, the bottoms, and the sides of my pumpkins, all surfaces actually, just to make sure we don't have any splinters or rough edges. Next, what I did was I really focused on sort of the lines, so where the cuts were made, and then along the front face. You can see me doing that here, and I thought it gave really nice detail. Now I just played around with the different types of sandpaper, as I mentioned before, the different grits, and that each one gave different texture and different looks, so you can really just have a lot of fun with this. I highly recommend it, and you can go for the look that is appealing to you. To me, this looks like bleached wood, and I absolutely
Okay guys, so here's what I discovered using the 80 grit sandpaper. I love it for edging. This is just magic. I think this is great, but it's not giving me the nice smooth finish as I got with the 320, the smoothing paper. So I'm gonna continue with the rest of the pumpkins just to get the edges lined like this, and I'll go back and do the small and medium pumpkins as well, so I get nice clean lines on them as well. And then afterwards on the bigger pumpkins, I'll use the 320 just to smooth out all of these surfaces. Okay guys, so here's what our pumpkins look like right now. So this is just what they look like sanded and kind of like they almost have like a whitewashed sort of look. I love these. Like I mentioned, I was gonna paint them, but I don't think I am going to bother. I have a little project for Lucas to do where he can paint his, but I just want to show you the detail, like how nicely like the wood actually came out. That's really cool. There was actually a knot here and it popped out while I was sanding, and it looks amazing. Like, look at the side of this piece of wood, and everything is all smooth now, so you're not going to get any splinters and such. So if you're doing this project, and I mean, I don't think you have to take it any further. I don't even think you have to paint them. I'll show you some of these little guys back here. Like, look at the detail there, that beautiful knot. This one as well. So I didn't stack them in any particular pattern. I stacked them just according to the features of the wood, so I could just show you what they look like if you decide to just stop at this stage and not go any further. Like, look at this one. That's one of the pumpkins at 7 inches. And look at these guys back here. How cool is that? And this is just the mini ties, and here's a little stem if you want to see what that looks like. So that's what your pumpkin would look like if you decided to not go any further. But I'm going to continue. There are a couple things that I want to do, and yeah, you could stop here or keep watching, see how they turn out.
Okay, my friends, so now it's time to add our stems, and I'll show you how I've been doing that. I cut my stems using a saw, just a little hand saw, and it was a little tough because I didn't have a little miter box or clamps, but I got it done. I'll be using a spade bit. Now, ideally you want to use a drill press, that would be amazing, but that's something that I don't have. So a spade bit is basically just something that you install in your drill, and it spins around and bores a hole. So you'll see me doing that now, and sorry my hand is in the shot, but as we go along you'll be able to see exactly how I do it. But you push down on this bit and it makes a hole. So this is perfect for beginners, or if you don't have like bigger tools. And how I measured the bit that I was going to use, probably not the professional way, but you just saw me hold up the bit to the little stem, and I kind of looked at the width of the spade bit versus the width of the stem, and that's how I determined how big the hole would be. Now it's probably, you'll be able to tell if you chose the right size once you try to put the stem into the hole, and yep, it works perfectly. So you just kind of line it up and eyeball. I'm not a professional carpenter. Professional carpenter might be cringing if they looked at my video, but I mean, this is a pretty beginner-friendly craft, and fairly easy. I had to push down a bit to get the hole drilled, but it wasn't anything difficult. So I picked up this set of spade bits on sale. I think it was something like either $9.99 or $14.99 at Canadian Tire, my local hardware store, and they were on sale actually, so it was pretty good, and I was grateful for that and was able to use it to create the holes for this craft. Otherwise, I don't really know what I would have done, but again, spade bit, perfect, wonderful, and easy. Okay, so as far as gluing my stems, I'm just using a combination of wood glue or carpenter's glue and hot glue. So I'm putting 1 drop of hot glue right in the center of the stem, and then carpenter's glue around the circumference of the base of the stem. So the hot glue is just meant to keep it in place until the carpenter's glue dries, and this was perfect. The stems didn't go anywhere after everything dried. So this part was super easy. This might even be something if you have older children and they're comfortable with a glue gun. They can actually help you with this. It's a nice craft for a nice family craft for older kids, I should say. Of course, you wouldn't want your little one around a hot glue gun if they're not capable of using one, or getting carpenter's glue on their hands or fingers. I should probably be wearing gloves, but I was looking to get this done as quickly as possible. Okay, and now let's get ready for our final look. So friends, here's how our wood pumpkins turned out, and I absolutely love them. Now I had to do some still shots here because I actually gave away all of these pumpkins a couple years ago. This is an older project that I had filmed, and I'm just only now getting around to posting the video. I just recently started my YouTube channel, but I've been filming some things for quite some time. But I really hope you enjoyed this project, watching the video, and maybe let me know if you try it yourself. I promise it's super easy. You don't have to have major tools. You can get the Home Depot to do the cutting for you, and then you would just need the spade bit for the stem. You might even be able to find stems at the Dollar Tree. I do know that they have faux stems if you don't want to do the cutting yourself, but I really hope you enjoyed this craft. If you did, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and please keep coming back. I'm so grateful you've been joining me. Bye.